Mintex British Historic Rally Championship took to the Welsh stages this weekend for the Rally Nuts Severn Valley stages, and the weekend wouldn't be short of action. Nick Elliott leads the cruiserway, looking to make it win number 4 this season, but this will be Jason Pritchard's home event. He wasn't going to make it easy for Elliott. 3 stages await the cruise this morning, just over 18 miles in total. Coverage of the BHRC is brought to you by our TV partners. On to those morning stages then, and it will be Jason Pritchard and Phil Clark that took the early advantage, but it was close. Just 2 seconds of a lead after the opening 3 stages of the day.
Steady away, just trying to keep it tidy, making a little mistake here and there, but we're in front of Nick, which is the main thing, so it'll be hard to stay there, but we'll do our best.
Nick Elliott and Dave Price come here with 3 wins already this season, and we're looking to make it 4. Pritchard will be in their sights as the crews head into the afternoon stages, but this morning hadn't been the tidiest of runs. A few small overshoots and little mistakes wouldn't have helped the times, especially when things were this close at the top.
Left 4, 150 up mid.
Average, I would say. Big one was okay, but the other 2 short ones were a little bit scruffy, and had a couple of corners where we just overshot and scrabbled round, and on a short stage you don't get that time back, so I knew it'd be tighter on the hot dry events, and Jason's proved that, so it's all very close at the top.
Sadly for Rudy Lancaster and Guy Weaver, the fight for the lead wouldn't quite go to plan. They had been on the pace over the opening stage and looked set to be fighting with the leaders once again, but it would all go wrong in stage 2 when the car ends up in a ditch and was unable to get out. Steve Bennett and Oshan Owen have a good clean run with no problems this morning. They take 2nd place in the D5 class for now and 3rd place overall. Simon Webster and Jez Rogers felt like they should be going a little faster. They were making a few mistakes though and needed to tidy things up if they wanted to see those times coming down. 4th place for the pair for now. Roger Chilman returns with Yeston Williams alongside. Things were going well to start the day, finding a good pace as they get used to the car and each other. 5th place for now. And for Tim Freeman and Paul Williams, it would be 6th place in the category. The time's putting them 5th in the very well contested D5 class. Ben Friend and Cliffy Simmons were finding the stages suited them well, leading the way in the D3 class, as was often the case. 7th place in the category at this stage too.
Yeah, good, really pleased. Just trying to find a good rhythm and just trying to push on as much as we can, really. Yeah.
Any plans for the afternoon, or just keep it consistent?
Just keep the same, really. Same stages again, so we should be able to good push on. So.
And for Rex Island and Adrian Scadding, it will be 2nd place in the D3 class behind Friend. With a couple of retirements behind them this season, it will be important to get to the finish this weekend. Barry Stevenson-Wheeler and John Pickavants would be enjoying the stages and the conditions. Despite the dry stages, that just wasn't causing an issue. They end the morning with 9th. And for Paul Street and Ian Jones, it would be 10th place in the category. Things had been going okay, but there now seemed a problem with the clutch that would need keeping an eye on as the day progressed. Just outside the top 10 were Phil and Chris Squires, with Mick unavailable to co-drive this weekend due to being in Barbados. It would be Chris who takes the place. Going well at this stage with 11th in the category and 8th in the D5 class. And for James Potter and Bob Duck, it would be 9th in that class. They felt the pace was good, but would be a little disappointed to see that others were also having a good run this weekend. And for Josh Brown and Jane Edgington, it would be 3rd place in the D3 class. Josh with relatively short experience on the stages, so it would all be about learning with each event this season. So after the morning's opening stages, it's Pritchard with the lead, albeit a small one. It was all to play for in the afternoon. The stages would change a little in the afternoon with the addition of Radnor at the surface. Plenty more miles to see those results change. Coverage of the BHRC is brought to you by our TV partners. On to the afternoon stages then, and it would still be the same for Josh Brown and Jane Edgington. They end the event with 3rd in the D3 class and of course plenty of seat time on these stages. Paul Street and Ian Jones unfortunately dropped down the overall times a little, ending the event with 12th place in the category and 9th in the class. A similar story too for James Potter and Bob Duck. 8th in the class ahead of Street and just outside the top 10 with 11th place overall. Phil and Chris Squires climbed the results a little, the afternoon going well for the pair as they round out the top 10 to end the day here in Wales. Rex Island and Adrian Scadding would be glad of the finish, putting right some of the retirements so far this season. They end the event with 9th place overall. Sadly for Roger Chilman and Yeston Williams, there'd be a drop down the results. A time penalty for an early arrival would be the cause, pushing them from what would have been a 5th place finish to 8th at the end of the event. Barry Stevenson-Wheeler and John Pickford enjoy a good day to end the event with 7th place overall and 5th in the D5 class. And it will be victory in the D3 class for Ben Friend and Cliffy Simmons once again. The season was going well for the pair, who've been consistent and fast throughout. Tim Freeman and Paul Williams end the event with 4th place in the D5 class, taking 5th place overall in the Category 2. Simon Webster and Jez Rogers miss out on the podium places by 31 seconds. A good end to the event though, and taking 4th place overall and 3rd in the class. In those podium places though, it will be Steve Bennett and Ashan Owen taking that 3rd place. A good weekend for the pair, and the car hadn't missed a beat. They'd promised that there was more pace to come in the second half of the season. So what about that fight for the lead? Nick Elliott and Dave Price would go into stage 4 with 2 seconds needed to catch Pritchard. They have a great run, this being a favourite stage for Nick, gaining an 8-second lead now over Pritchard. He responds with a fight back over the remaining stages, but unfortunately can only get within 5 seconds. Pritchard and Clark having to settle for 2nd place once again. So that would mean the win for Nick Elliott and Dave Price. 4 wins from 4 now, but the championship moves to asphalt for the next rounds, a surface dominated by Pritchard. So would we see the roles reversed next time out? Confirmation then of the win for Elliott, Pritchard taking that 2nd place, but things could change as the season moves to Pritchard's preferred surface. Coverage at the BHRC is brought to you by our TV partners.
Yeah, it has been a tight day, and I knew it would be. Jason's home ground, and he's always good when it's dry. So it's always a tough rally, the Severn Valley, and it was tough today. Hot, fast, dusty, and just sneaked it really. I think Radnor was the stage that turned it for us, taking 10 off him in there, put us in front, and then he's got to catch up. So that was the pivotal stage, and chuffed to bits to get 4 out of 4 because, we got the tarmac coming up and, that's not our favourite.
Yeah, it was just Radnor, this top-end speed. We haven't got it in an FIA spec car. It's the D5 cars, whatever they are. They're just a modern historic car. But there you are. It was a good fight, and he won on the day, and there you are.
Next up for the cruise will be the trip to Ireland for the ALMC stages. We'll be there to bring you all the action. In the meantime, keep an eye out for the Category 2 and 1 roundup for the Severn Valley, and keep an eye on ours and the Championship's social media for more news and videos.